Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the Bhagavad Gita, Sarartha Varshini Tika of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, and the Rasika Ranjan sub-commentary by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we have been discussing the seventh chapter. Today will be the last section on the seventh chapter. We will be discussing the last section of the seventh chapter. And we have seen how Krishna begins with Maya Sakta Manapartha. Yogam Yunjan Madashaya. You know, what is this yoga? This yoga is attachment to me. And how you can develop that attachment to me? Yogam Yunjan Madashaya. You know, by connected to yoga and taking shelter of me, asamshayam, you will everything know about me, samagram, gyasasi, know, and it begins with tatshunu. From there, Krishna says that I will speak the jnana, Aishwarya Gyan, and the Vijnana, which is Madhurya Gyan, and how rare this Madhurya Gyan is. And then he starts giving the Aishwarya Gyan in 4 to 7, and then how to see Krishna in his immanence. So the Vibhuti Yoga we spoke. If Krishna is all pervading everywhere, Tribir Gunirmaya, then why he cannot be seen? Because he is Param Avyayam. And because we are in the Gunamaya, Deviation Gunamayi, we are, and that's why it's very difficult, Duratya. But by surrendering, one can easily cross. And those who surrender, those who don't surrender. And then those who surrender to Krishna Itara. So in the last class, we spoke about those who surrender to the demigods. What is their destination? And within that last section, we saw those who surrender to uh, the, sorry, to the impersonal. We saw that in the last class. Now, in the next verse, 7.25, Krishna makes a very emphatic point that why these so-called learned, you know, Krishna, first of all, for those who are demigod worshippers, he says Ritagyana, but for these highly learned in the Vedas, but they understand that the absolute truth is impersonal, he calls them Abuddhaya. They don't have intelligence only. So although they are studying the Vedas, then why is it, that they cannot understand Krishna? What is the reason? And they reject him, who is a source of so much wonderful qualities, and they worship the impersonal aspect because their knowledge is covered by Maya and he is not revealed. So that he speaks in this verse, which we are going to begin today. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritah Moodoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajamavyayam. Being covered by my Yogamaya Samavrita. I am not visible at all times, even to my devotees in my spiritual abodes. Naham Sarvasya Prakasha. So, Vishwanath Yoga Chakra gives a little deeper meaning of this explanation. Again, it is based on rasa. So, what to speak that, uh, Mahamaya in which we are, Mahamaya, in which conditioned souls are, uh, they are specially deluded. They are deluded by these modes. And, because Maya is like a two-way it works. It is only one thing. In the spiritual world, it acts like Yoga Maya and covers, you know, the Aishwarya Gyan of the Lord in order to manifest intimacy between the Lord and his devotees, especially in Vraj. And that same Yogamaya in this material world acts as Maya and it covers the Jiva's identity by which he is in avidya. He is in avidya. So this is Mahamaya. But a deeper meaning, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is saying that Yogamaya, he takes it as Yogamaya because his eternal devotees are covered with Yogamaya. Sometimes he is, you know, visible to them, which helps in increasing the rasa, and sometimes he's not visible, which also helps to increase that rasa. Just like, I'm just giving the examples of rasa in the form of, say the Vatsalya ras. In the morning time, Krishna is with Mother Yashoda and she's reciprocating Vatsalya. But in the daytime, when Krishna goes to forest with his friends, then she's feeling separation from Krishna. So there is Sambhog and Vipralamba. So Krishna is not visible that time. So that is happening by Yogamaya. But at all times in the material world, Krishna is not visible because we are completely covered by the Mahamaya curtain. And Krishna can give us darshan, and then this Mahamaya covering is gone, and then through Yogamaya, we can see Krishna. So, a deeper meaning, Vishwanath Chakra is speaking based on rasa in the spiritual world. Naham prakasha sarvasya. And the foolish, ayam muda loka. Now he is referring to these conditioned jivas in this material world. Do not understand that. Na abhijanati. I, Mam, though appearing as the son of Vasudev, am without birth and certainly have no material birth. I'm without birth and certainly having no Ajam and is Avyayam. Ajopi Sanna Avyayatma. He's Avyayatma. He has an indestructible body. So this the Mayavadis don't understand that they think that the Lord has a destructible body. And that's why that Brahman has taken the form of Vasudev in the house of Vasudev. It's a temporary body. No, it is Ajam and Avyayam. So that's the point. So Arjuna says, if you have eternal forms, quality and pastimes, then why do we not see these things at all times? You have That's what Krishna has established right from the fourth chapter onwards. So if you have these eternal form, qualities and pastimes, then why do we not see these things at all times? So Krishna says, I am not manifest to all people at all times and places. I am always present with my associates, qualities, and pastimes in some universe at some time. So, at some universe, Krishna is present only for some time. Like in Dwapar Yoga, he was present, say, in the end of Dwapar Yoga, 125 years. But just as the sun is not visible to all people at all times, but only sometimes, since it is covered by Mount Meru, I am also not visible at all times, being covered by Yogamaya. So just like the sun is covered by Mount Meru, I am covered by Yogamaya. Though the sun is situated within the zodiac and is always present there for all living beings, it is not visible to people at all times and places. Similarly, I am not visible to all people at all times in the various sections of Bharat. So Krishna is only visible, once in a day of Brahma, in the 28th Chatur Yuga. He is once only available, once only visible. But as the sun is always visible in its own abode, why is Krishna not always visible to all people presently dwelling in his abode, such as Mathura and Dwarka? Okay, we can understand that on Bharat Varsha, just like the sun is not visible at all times, he is not visible. But then the sun is visible in the sun's abode all the time. So similarly, Krishna should be visible at all times in Mathura and Dwarka. No, that also is not possible. Since Meru is present in the middle of zodiac, then the sun, which is covered, is not visible. In the same way, within Krishna's effulgent abodes, Yogamaya is always present like Meru. So, Krishna is like the zodiac, but Meru is in the middle of the zodiac. Similarly, Krishna's effulgent abodes are there, but in the middle there is Yogamaya, which is present like Meru. Krishna, like the sun, covered by that Meru in the form of Yogamaya, is not visible constantly, but only sometimes. This is all without fault. So, this is to increase the rasa of his devotees, that is, separation and union, sambhoga and vipralamba. Because to enhance that rasa, it is there. As well, the foolish people do not understand that I, in my form as Sham Sundar Mam, though appearing as Vasudev's sons, Ajam, am free from material birth. I am free from material. Thus, finally rejecting me, the ocean of auspicious qualities, they worship my impersonal aspect, Brahman. So these are these categories who surrender to the Brahman, impersonal Brahman, which is spoken in 7.24. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur on 7.25. Do not think that I was previously unmanifest and that I have now manifested this beautiful Satchidanand Shamsundar form. The Lord's form is eternal. This form is eternal. Although it is like a self-effulgent spiritual sun of the transcendental realm, it remains hidden from the vision of common man because it is covered by the shadow of Yogamaya. It is covered by the shadow of Yogamaya. And this shadow of Yogamaya is Mahamaya. The less intelligent people cannot understand my immutable form because of this covering. Avayam. So that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has to say. Okay, people's knowledge is covered. Then is this Yogamaya also acting on you that it covers your knowledge? No, Krishna explains that in the next verse. Vedaham samite tani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashana. I know Veda aham. Veda means to know aham. All things in the past and present. Samititani vartamanani cha. Vartamanani cha means vartaman. No? It's a present. And atitani. Atitani means what has happened in the past. So I know all things in the past and present. Samititani vartamana cha. Arjuna. I know everything in the future as well. Bhavishyani. Bhavishyani is future. So Krishna knows past, present, and future. It's not that Krishna doesn't know. But no one knows me. Mam tu Vedana Kashana. So Yog Maya, just like it covers, and that's why people in this world where Mahamaya is acting cannot know Krishna. That Yog Maya in the spiritual world also, by which it covers Krishna so that they can relish rasa, but Krishna is sometimes visible, sometimes not visible there also, in order to increase rasa. But Krishna, knows everything. He knows everything. That's the point. So, Krishna is making this point. But my own knowledge is not covered by external Maya or internal Yoga Maya. Since I cannot be bewildered by that to which I shift shelter. So Maya is completely under shelter. What to speak Maya Maya? Even Yoga Maya is one of his energies in the spiritual world. That same Yoga Maya in the material world, manifests as Mahamaya. Because it is as energy, even if Krishna doesn't know something, that also is caused by Yoga Maya in order to enhance Krishna's pastime. So it's not that Krishna doesn't know anything. I know everything. But no one, whether material, spiritual, not even Shiva or the most omniscient person knows me completely, since knowledge of me is covered by either Maya or Yoga Maya according to the qualification of the person. So here is a very important point that in the material world, like the highest personality in Jiva is Brahma. And his body is spread in the entire 14. He's cognizant of all the 14 planetary systems. 14 planetary systems. So he's cognizant. Now, this is Brahma's position. Above Brahma's position is Shiva or Mahesh, Maha Ishwar, you know. So his cognizance is more compared to, Shiva, Brahma, sorry, more than Brahma. So he is aware about everything in the universe and all other universes also. He is the Maheshwar. He is the Lord of the entire material world. In one sense, material world is manifestation of Shiva. But even in the material world, because of Mahamaya acting, Shiva also cannot know completely Krishna. He doesn't have complete knowledge of Krishna and what to speak Brahma and what to now speak of Jivas. You know, there are Jivas in Brahmalok, and then in the middle planet systems, we are there in the lower planets. So, what is their knowledge? Completely insignificant with these great personalities. And here it is mentioned that they can be covered by Yogamaya or Mahamaya. And even Balram ji, in one of the Leelas, you know, he was covered by Yogamaya and he did not know. Which pastime? Do you know that? Anyone knows? Raise your hands. Well, Krishna covered Balram's knowledge also. Yes, Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. It was
Yes.
that Brahma Vimohan Leela where all the children, Krishna had become all the children.
Yeah, Krishna and Bhakti. So why did Krishna not reveal this to Balram? Is my question now.
Yeah, because maybe he didn't want Balram to know about it.
Why he did not want Balram to know about it is my question.
Mm, no idea, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anyone else would like to try? Why did not want Balram to also know? So the reason the acharyas explain that Krishna, when he, manifested himself as cowherd boys, many purposes he was able to accomplish by this. One is, the Brahma Vimohan Lila, by which Brahma became bewildered. Then, in order to reciprocate with the elderly Gopas and the Gopis who had Vatsalya affection for Krishna, and they felt, they had more love for Krishna than their own children. So Krishna manifested in their form as their children in order to reciprocate that. And with the cows also. So he became the calves. But a deeper reason why, Krishna did not tell even Balram about it is because Balram is a close Sakha of Shridhama. And if Balram comes to know that, Shridhama is no more with us, it is Krishna only, then in his heart he will feel separation from Shridhama. And Krishna being sensitive that to take care of that sentiment, he did not want Balram also to know about it so that he'll not miss the Sakya friendship of Shridhama for that 1 year. And that's why Krishna did not, covered even Balram's knowledge. So just imagine Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. And, even his knowledge is covered by, here it is by Yogamaya. Please remember, not Mahamaya. In order to accomplish Leela of the Lord and in order to increase rasa. Only just a few days before that 1 year period was over, Balram observed this incident and he was surprised. And then Krishna whispered in his ears. That time Balram came to know. And Balram was not angry. Hey, how could you not tell me I'm your brother? No. They could understand the finer intricacies of the rasa tattva. So even by Yoga Maya, Krishna can cover the first expansion, that is Balram. Then what to speak of all these living beings, right from Shiva, Brahma to all the jivas who are covered by Mahamaya. That's the point. Okay, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Hey Arjun, even though they may understand that both the impersonal Brahman and Paramatma are my manifestations, still all persons bound by religion do not understand my medium-sized Shyam Sundar form is eternal. So someone may understand Brahman and Paramatma as the Lord's manifestation, but to understand this, Shyam Sundar is eternal and he is the source of Brahman and Paramatma is not so easy. Okay, so that completes this section. Those who surrender to Krishna Itara. Oh, that completes here only. Sorry. Yeah, that completes in 25 only. Sorry. So in 26 onwards, it should come here. 26 onwards, it is how the souls get liberated by knowledge about Krishna. So this is the section now which we have started discussing. So how do the souls so any questions you have about this up till these two verses, what we have discussed, I can take it up now I've started already this section. Um, but any questions you have up till now? Any questions, any clarifications? No. Okay, so now it's only because of Krishna knows everything, Mam to Veda Krishna. Yes, Tukaram Mishkin Prabhuji, you have a question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad.
Yes.
For the sake of clarity, only this Shyam Sundar form is available for limited period of time in limited places. Whereas the other expansions are always like Karanodakshai, Garbhodakshai, those things are always available. Is it, my understanding is right, Prabhu?
The expansions in the form of Leela avatars includes Krishna, Rama, Narsimha, Vara, Matsya, all that.
Yes, Prabhu.
They can manifest and be unmanifested. But please remember, Karnadakshay, Vishnu, Shivdakshay, these are Paramatma features of the Lord.
Right, Prabhu.
So these are Paramatma features of the Lord. So they are manifestations of Bhagavan. But to understand, the medium-sized Shyam Sundar is he's actually Bhagavan is not so easy because of Yoga Maya.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Daddy.
So now, because the Lord knows everything, Mam to Veda Kashana, but now how can, Vinita Mataji, yes. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a like to. I want to understand. Like you said, Balram is the first
Expansion.
expansion,
Mm.
but somewhere it is Vasudeva also. Like
No, no, no,
what?
no.
Okay.
No. The first
Then,
Krishna's Dvitiya Kai is Balram, and from,
hmm,
then there are Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Adiyanud, and Pradyum. These are the Chaturvyu expansions in 4
that
directions.
is from Balram.
Hmm.
Okay.
You know, it's not specifically mentioned like that. It is sometimes explained from Krishna also. No?
Okay.
From Krishna comes these Chaturviva forms,
Hmm.
So, and then there are other Chaturviva forms in the unlimited Vaikunthas like that,
Because there's always a confusion. Sometimes it is said Vasudeva is the first expansion. Then it
Yeah,
was said Balram is the first.
Vasudev is the first expansion in the Chaturvyuha category.
Okay, okay,
See, these are very, very technical subjects, and unless one is thorough with Avatar Tattva, which is discussed elaborately in the Sanatan Shiksha, it is very difficult to understand this. It's highly philosophical.
okay.
So time doesn't permit us to go into that discussion, but you have to simply understand that it is basically the what happened. Just a minute, huh? Why it's not closing these other windows? Yeah. So it's basically uh, you know, these are different categories of expansions.
Okay,
So those categories have to be technically understood.
okay,
Prabhav Prakash, Vilas Prakash, there are different categories.
okay,
So I don't recollect now, but if I look into the slides, I can tell you that Balram is in a different category class of expansion, and Chaturvi are in a different class of category of expansions. Again, in one sense, all expansions are coming from Krishna,
Krishna. Yes.
but there is from different expansions, other expansions are coming also. So like that, there is a whole hierarchy like that. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay. So now, nobody can know you because we are in illusion. So since when we are in illusion? So Krishna speaks about that. This is a very important verse. इच्छाद्वेष समुत्थेन द्वंद्व मोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहम सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप. Since the beginning of creation, we are in illusion. Sarge, all living beings, sarva bhutani, have been intensely bewildered. Sammoham yanti. Moham means to be bewildered. Sammohan means samyak rupena mohan. So moham, that is intensely bewildered. How? By the ignorance caused by duality. Dvanda mohin, arising from samuttena, like and dislike. Ichha and dvesh. So because of this, we don't know. We are in ignorance. We don't know about Krishna. When do the jivas become bewildered by your Maya? At the beginning of the creation of this universe, all the jivas become bewildered. How? Desire for objects favorable to the senses and hatred for things which obstruct the pleasure of the senses. Ichha means I desire these for my sense objects. And this, because they are not favorable for my enjoyment of sense objects, I reject them. Like and dislike arising from previous actions give rise to the illusion of duality for respect and disrespect, hot and cold, happiness, distress, and woman and man. A person thinks I am happy being respected, I am sad being disrespected. This is my wife, this is my husband. So this is all the moha. This duality gives rise to complete ignorance, moha. That in turn gives rise to complete bewilderment, sammoham, extreme attachment to wife and sons. Those who are extremely attached are not qualified for devotion to me. I will explain this to Uddhava. Krishna will explain what? Yadrichaya mat katado jhata shaddastu yah puman na nirvinno nati sakta bhakti yogasya siddhadha. If by unexpected association with devotees, yadrichaya, one develops faith in my topics, mat katado jata shaddastu yapaman. That person, asya, being neither very disgusted with or attached to material life, na nirvinna na tisakta, is qualified for bhakti and will achieve perfection. Bhakti yoga siddhati. O Parantapa, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. O Arjuna, the reason for is that when the living entity is in the pure state, he sees with his transcendental senses my eternal form. And that's why there is no Mahamaya. However, the conditioned soul within the middle world is overpowered by avidya and remains bewildered by duality, which arises from desire and hate. He is then rendered bereft of proper perception of transcendence. I have manifested my eternal form and become visible to the material eyes of the living entities on the strength of my spiritual potency, the Chitta Shakti. Even then, such persons think my eternal Swarupa is temporary. So ultimately, one is not benedicted by the mercy of the Chitta Shakti of the Lord, even though with material eyes he is seeing the eternal form of the Lord, he will understand that this Swarupa is temporary. So we need ultimately the mercy. They do not have the proper means or knowledge to perceive me because they are covered by Maya. This is their great misfortune. So here, this avidya potency we have studied. In the Patanjali Yoga Sutras and the third canto it comes, there is Asmita, there is Raga, and there is Dvesha. And then there is Abhinivesha. Avidya is a false identity because of Mahavaya again, and Asmi, I am this body. Asmin. Raga means pleasures of senses. There is like, rag, attraction, and there is dislike. So like and dislike. So between these two polarities, you are abhinivesh. There is rag abhinivesh, there is dvesh abhinivesh, absorption, attraction to the objects of the pleasures of the senses, and there is absorption in envy towards. And being caught in this, this is the whole cycle how it is. That is why we cannot understand transcendence. So that's a point being made by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Vishwanath Chakravarti. So when will this illusion end? Esham tu antagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajante mam vrata. But those Esham jananam tu, whose sins have been destroyed, antagatam papam, by pious acts, punyakarmanam. Here punyakarmanam refers to devotional acts. Being free from the ignorance arising from duality by worshipping te dvanda moha nirmukta, then worship me, bhajante mam with determination. So, first of all, there is worship of the Lord by which this duality is gone. And then their worship is done with determination. So, there are two levels spoken of here in this. Then who is qualified for bhakti? This verse answers. Those who have punya karma, who have destroyed sins partially, develop a predominance of satguna and diminish tamaguna. The result of this is a decrease in illusion. Consequently, they become less attached. Then they have chance associate. Then they have chance. What is this? 1 second. They have a chance. A chance it should be. A chance associate. They have a chance association with my devotees. Then they then become completely free from sin by practice and of worship. So by associating with devotees, you become free from all sins. Being freed completely of illusion, vanda moha nirmukta, then they become steady in worshipping me. So initially also there is worship of the Acharya, and we slowly become free from sins. When we completely become free from bhajante mam, Dhrida Vrata will happen when the complete illusion is gone. Thus, one should not consider that punya karma is the cause of any type of bhakti. Association of devotees is the cause. So, association is here termed as punya karma, but punya karma there is again that is bhakti only. For the Lord has said, Yamna yogena sankhena dana vrata tapo advare Bhakya swadhyaya sannyase prapnuyad yatnavanapi. But I cannot be attained. Yam na prapnuyad. by intense efforts, Yatnavan of yoga, Sankhya, Yogena Sankhya, charity, vows, austerity, sacrifice, Dana, Vrata, Tapo, Advare, explaining the Vedas, study the Vedas, or Sannyasa. Vakya, Swadhyaya, Sannyasa. So the Lord has made this very clear. So it's not, Punya Karma. Punya Karma is there, Bhakti only. In many places, it is stated that Punya Karmas are dependent on Kevala Bhakti and not its cause. They are dependent on Keval Bhakti, but it is not the cause of Bhakti. Hear from me how one can gain the qualification to realize my eternal form. A person with sinful demon in it does not have the Vidvat Pratiti. What is it? Let me see. Some spelling mistake must be there, I feel. Vidvat Pratiti. Yeah, correct it is. Vidvat. Vidvat means the knowledge. Or the knowledge to see me properly. A person who has completely eradicated his sins by performing many pious deeds and observing a regulated religious life, first performs Nishkam Karma Yoga, then worship of Bhagavan. Again, Bhagavan here is by selflessly offering him the fruits of his. He next enters Jnana Yoga, the path of spiritual advancement through transcendental, and finally the ecstatic absorption me through Dhyana Yoga meditation. Only then is he able to realize my eternal, beautiful, fully spiritual Shyam Sundar form. That realization which comes by virtue of transcendental knowledge, Vidya, is called Vidvat Pratiti. Only those who are endowed with this realization can gradually become free from both duality, Dvaita, and non-duality, Advaita, and engage in bhajan of me with great determination. So this is how Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining the same thing. But here, Punya Karmanam can refer to Nishkam Karma Yoga, and then Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and then he comes to Bhakti. Also, it can refer to those who come in association with devotees and then gradually start getting purified in that association and take up to the spiritual practices. And then when their sin is completely purified, almost, then they are free from dualities. So dualities is the benchmark by which one is not under the influence of rajas and tamas, and one is steadily situated in higher and higher levels of sattva. And then one's bhajan is very, very steady. So in one sense, in Mishra Bhakti, because of the dualities of attachment, hate, envy, and all, you can say in one sense it is, the bhakti is not steady. But as we become purified more and more, and we become free from the dualities, then we become qualified for Shuddha Bhakti. So like that, you can take it also. Now in two verses, Krishna speaks about the Moksha Kami. He can be a Yoga Mishra Bhakti. This is another category. Krishna has spoken about Karma Mishra Bhakta in 7.16. Arto Jigyasu Artharti, the Jnana Mishra Bhakta, Jnani. He has spoken about the Kevala Bhakta in 7.1. Of course, the Guni Bhuta Bhakta is there in the form of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Nishtha, Karma Yoga, which leads to ultimately Jnana Yoga or Nishtanga Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, which leads to liberation. So now he speaks about another category which is elaborated more in the 8th chapter. Jara Marana Mokshaya Mamashritayatyanti Te Brahma Tadviduh Krishnam Adhyatmam Karma Chakilam. Those yogis who, taking shelter of me, Mam Ashrita, strive for freedom from birth and death, Jara Marana Mokshaya Yatanti. No, te Krishnam Vidu, Brahman, the Jiva, Tad Brahma, the rebirth of Jiva, Adhyatmam, due to the influence of karma, Karma Chakilam. Of course, these terms will be clarified in the next chapter. We'll have to wait when we tomorrow start the next chapter. It has been said that there are 3 types of Sakam Bhaktas who worship me, become successful. So, who are these 3 types of Sakam Bhaktas? Who will answer? Let us see now how well you have understood this chapter. I think almost all of you have attended this entire chapter. Who are the Sakam Bhaktas who worship Krishna and become successful? Who will answer? Govinda Nandini Machaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, is it Artho, Artharthi and Jigyasu?
Excellent. This is Bhagavad Gita 7.16 and Chaturvida Bhajante Mam Jana Sukrutana Arjuna Artho Artharthi Jigyasu. Third line it is. And they become successful. All their material desires Krishna fulfills and ultimately they attain Salokya. But the worshippers of the Devta who are also Sakam fail. So, where this is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita up till now, in the discussion, where you came across? Govinda Nandini Mataji.
Worshippers of Devta. Prabhuji, I don't remember now.
Okay. Sri Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I am not sure of the exact verse, Prabhu.
Okay. Shubha Ikshan Krishna Guruji.
Prabhu, 7.20,
7.20 only.
20 and 21 also.
And
22 also. 23 also.
And
Yes, Prabhu. 24 maybe, I'm not sure, but yes, still 23 I'm sure, yes.
okay. I was just thinking because I'm just saying and you're also saying
No, I'm
24 also.
referring book, Prabhu, in front.
Oh, that's good. Those who are not qualified for worshipping the Lord have also been described. Who are those who are not qualified for worshipping the Lord? Where it is described? Who will answer? Sometimes, it's very simple, but, we are very complicated. Where it is mentioned, Sri Lalita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes. Who are not qualified for worshipping the Lord?
Mudas Naradamas Maya Pratanyanas
Yes.
Asurabhasitaha.
7 point.
15.
Yeah, very good. I'm happy. Students are remembering the verse numbers. Now the Lord speaks about the fourth type of Sakama Bhakta. So this is the fourth type of Sakama Bhakta. So there are Sakama Bhaktas who worship the Lord, there are Sakama Bhaktas who worship the Devatas, and these are not qualified. There is a fourth type of Sakama Bhakta. These yogis who strive to destroy old age and death. Jara Marana Mokshaya Yatanti. Yatanti means to endeavor. Now, why they are called as Sakama? Anyone can tell me? Why they are called Sakama? What do you understand from this verse? Why they are called Sakama? What is the reason they are called Sakama?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Is it because they are desiring for self-enjoyment? Sense
How, what self-enjoyment, what sense gratification they are desiring? Where it is
gratification. They want material benefits, Prabhu. They
where
are
it is mentioned that they want material benefits in this verse.
in that four types of that same.
No, I am not speaking now. The fourth type of Sakama Bhakta we are speaking in this verse.
Okay.
What is it mentioned here? Lalita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Those yogis who strive to destroy old age and death, who desire liberation and consequently worship me, know all about the famous Brahman.
So why they are called Sakama?
They are desiring liberation. They want to destroy old age and death.
Yes, yes, they are mokshakami. Because they are mokshakami. So they worship the Lord with the kamana to become liberated from old age and death. Jara marana mokshaya yatante. Who desire mokshakami. These are mokshakamis. And they know about Brahman. Now, Brahman is defined as Akshara in verse 3 of 8th chapter. And Akshar will be later on defined as Narayan in verse 21. So ultimately, Brahman is also, the Supreme Lord. So like that, they worship the Lord in order to, they know about the Jiva, Adhyatmam, present as the controller, Adi of the body, Atmanam. So these terms will become very clear, and the repeated bodies of the Jiva generated from all types of actions, karma chakilam, due to the power of devotion to me. The material body is subjected to birth and death. When the living entity attains his eternal spiritual body and his Nitya Dharma, eternal function, in the form of eternal service to me, then this is called moksha, liberation. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining this from a little different perspective. He is using a different terminology. So he speaks about, Nitya Dharma of the soul. So the Nitya Dharma is the Jaiva Dharma, the Dharma of the soul it is. His endeavors are the topmost, who by the practice of my sadhana bhakti searches for liberation, freedom from death. Such an intelligent person understands Brahma, awareness of the pure constitutional nation of the Adhyatma Tattva, living it, and has complete understanding the principle of karma. It's because of this karma I am caught up in the cycle of birth and karma chakilam. Okay, then further, Krishna ends with this Sadi Bhutadi Devam Mam Sadi Yagyam Cha Ye Vidhu Prayanakale Picha Mam Te Viduryukta Chetasa. Those who know me, Ye Mam Vidu, along with matter, Sadi Bhutam, who know me as the controller of the Devas, Ye Mam Adi Devam Vidu, and who know my presence in sacrifice, Sadi Yagyam Cha Ye Vidu. Fixed in knowledge, Yukta Chetasa will know me, Te Mam Vidu, even at the time of death, Prayana Kalepi. Those who develop such knowledge of me by the influence of devotion to me maintain that knowledge even at the time of death. It is not like the intelligence of others established in karma, which varies according to the future body. The terms Adibhut, Adidaiva, Adiyagya will be explained in the next chapter. So these terms will be all explained in the next chapter. So these two verses are like a precursor to the next verse. Krishna has used six terms, six terminologies, which Arjuna will ask these, what are these six terms and how one can remember one at the time of death. So that will be the seventh question. So 7 questions are there in the next chapter. So that ends the Sarartha Varshani Tika on the 7th chapter of the Gita by Srila Vishwanath Chandra Thakur. So we will end now, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur has not written a commentary on this verse. So in the next class, we will begin the 8th chapter, and that will become clear. 7.29 and 30 will become more clear when we study these terms in the next class tomorrow. Hare Krishna. So any questions you have about this last section which we had discussion? Any questions, any clarifications? So fine then. We will stop here. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Jai. Hare Krishna.